Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's hard to understand this, and quite frankly, I don't expect any leftists to understand this at all. Last night I went live because I was doing some praying, and I'm just sitting there saying, Lord, why is this going this way? And quite frankly, it's because it kind of has to. For people to see that our government is an enemy to the people. But at the same time, there's a conspiracy to get men angry to where they get into shootouts with the federal government. So the federal government can come in and bring in martial law and bring in troops from outside of the country, the UN and everybody else. So when you see these videos of Black Hawk helicopters swooping in and doing things that you know make no sense to a disaster effort, understand it's a provocation. It's a provocation to get people to lose it, which means that it's more important that you maintain your cool and just say, okay, we see what you're doing. We know you're trying to provoke us. We're not going to take the bait, but guess what? When it's time for you to go out of office, all y'all going out. Every last damn one of y'all are going. Otherwise, as we go into this weekend with this Category 5 now hurricane that they're projecting, Category 5. Matter of fact, let me go check on Mark at Weatherman Plus while we're live here doing this. Let's see, Mark Weatherman Plus. He did something 4 hours ago.
It's going from a 5 to a 4, or whether it stays 4, it doesn't matter. This is going to be in the Gulf. Also like to add on landfall. So on landfall, whether it's going to be a high-end Cat 3, right now it's showing that it's going to be somewhere towards 127 miles per hour, right on the edge of a Cat 4. But it's still showing that it's going to come in very strong. It's going to start hitting the brakes as it gets closer. And right before landfall, it's going to be somewhere right around a high-end Cat 3. Some models show it could be right on the low end of a 4, but still dramatically drop in intensity.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I'm hoping that we picked up on his.
By the time it gets to the middle of Florida, it's still going to be a hurricane, but it's 86 miles.
I want you to understand something. Shout out to Mark Weatherman Plus. If you want to know what's going on, go holler at Mark. I'm telling you, Weatherman Plus, Mark is on his game. Period. Hands down, all the time. Like, he's the Don of internet weather to me. I know there's other guys out there pretty good, but this dude right here stays on his game. Now, Mark, forgive me. I just need to borrow you for a second, brother. Guys, I need you to understand something. So, this is the problem that we're facing. Tampa's in line of this hurricane. Orlando is in line of this hurricane. And the point I'm making to you is, these people have taken the gloves off and they don't care about their own constituents. Anybody who can sit here and say that this hurricane is natural, you just done lost your damn mind. I'm sorry. Frankly, you've lost your mind. Hurricanes don't typically do this. You lost your mind. There's people who are asleep, who are not paying attention, and they're kind of like, this is weird that there's a hurricane coming in this direction, but they haven't connected the dots. You just lost. But the people who are in denial, complete and total, you just say you abandon the idea and the concept that weather manipulation can happen, you lost your mind. So let's establish that. Next thing. So what I anticipate by the end of the week is scenes of devastation all over the place. And the same damn thing that happened a little bit further north throughout North Carolina, the same damn thing is going to happen again. You will not get any FEMA response. But here's the difference. You're going to get the reaction that you need in a Democrat-run city. You're going to get the reaction that you need. You're going to get the looting. You're going to get the shooting. You're going to get the killing. You didn't get that in the Appalachian Mountains because the culture is different. And also because it was too hard to access. They're finna get what they want in this area. Because there's significant, quite frankly, there's significant minority areas there. Go back and rewind to Hurricane Katrina. The behavior that you saw after Katrina, the desperation that you saw after Katrina, they're going to get that. They're going to get it. Now, when you really think about it, do they stand to benefit from it by that being on the news? Hell no, they don't stand to benefit by that being on the news. But if your game plan is to try and bring in martial law and have the military going in and doing all kind of crazy stuff and have people shooting at the military and postponing the election, you might be able to pull it off. If at minimum your objective is to say, okay, well, the majority of Florida is without power and they can't vote, and we have a whole state that would be underrepresented and they can't vote, then we're going to have to postpone the election. Furthermore, watch this. Watch how wicked this is. Tampa, Democratic stronghold. Orlando, Democratic stronghold. Oh, our people are not going to be able to vote, and it's not fair that the Democrats aren't going to be able to vote in those cities because it's been a natural disaster. And then their people will go crazy. They can rev up the engine of the Democratic constituents to say, oh, it's racist and it's this. So expect to be called racist. Expect to talk about the racism around disaster relief. But again, they're in control. But they've somehow found a way to slip inside of everybody's brain that they're not in control of this. It's some kind of witchcraft they work in, and witchcraft is manipulation, which means verbal words. All witchcraft is done by tongues. Whether you're trying to cast a spell against somebody to kill them or whether you're just trying to manipulate, it's all witchcraft. It's the use of the tongue. I don't know what kind of witchcraft they're using to get people not to see this, but it's crazy. So, with that being said, we're going back to what I was talking about. Fully expect more of this, where you see the military doing the exact opposite of what they should do. In this case, they're doing rotor washers over places where crazy. They trying to give out disaster supplies, and he literally just did an entire rotor wash over the place where the supplies are. That's crazy. I got to see it from the other side. You want to know why they're doing it? Because they want somebody to take a shot at the helicopter. That's why they're doing it. They want one of you guys to take a shot at the helicopter. And here's what's going to happen. If they can't get someone to take a shot that's there, they're going to put somebody on the ground and have them take a shot at the helicopter.
Why did they do that?
Because they want y'all to take a shot at them, bro. They want you to take a shot at them. They want you to get upset and shoot at them. That's why they did it. So they can roll back in and roll out whoever they want to come and kill you.
That helicopter just came around here and kicked up everything. Now he's out. Did they just do that on purpose? Wow, that was crazy. Brother, I got him on camera. But do y'all really think that was on purpose?
Absolutely.
Listen to me. This is what you got to understand. See, the average individual they don't really comprehend evil, because the average person is truly not evil. I mean, you just not evil. No matter how wicked you think people are, they just don't comprehend the dark side. And thank God you don't comprehend the dark side. Because in order to comprehend the dark side, you have to at least put your hands into it. But from those of us who can comprehend the evil and discern the evil, it's important to listen. These people want violence. It's the only way they can win the election. It's the only way they can postpone the election. So all over the place, there's going to be these little provocations. And again, culturally, you need to understand, culturally, in those areas, those hardcore Republican areas, there's a level of respect for the military, and that what really makes it hard for people to just go crazy. Now, FEMA and all the rest of them, there's a different level of respect because people can't stand them. But it's kind of like a lot of their children went to die in wars. And so they have a respect for the military. So there's a barrier there. And I'm going to say something that's going to not sound real popular either. But I'm going to tell you the truth because quite frankly, I'm too old not to tell the truth. Shit, I might not be here tomorrow. God willing and the creek don't rise, I will be here. But you never know what happens. So I'm just committed to telling the truth. Even the spirits that reside over certain areas are different. There's a reason why areas that people would call Republican areas do well. It's because there's a different supervising spirit there. So now we're going into an area like a Tampa or an Orlando where it's full of drenched in wickedness. The same thing happened in New Orleans. New Orleans got hit, power went out, everything went wrong. That city is drenched in water spirits and wickedness and everything else. And you saw people, you just saw it. And so the reaction that you're going to get in those places is going to be significantly different than what you got here. So therefore, my advice to people is if you live in those areas and that hurricane is coming, as a person who went through Hurricane Katrina, go in your damn house today, walk around, get everything that you need out of your safe, get all your documents that you need, get all the clothes that you need. Treat the situation like you may never come back. Don't think it's a temporary thing. Don't think it. Treat it like your life will never be the same. If you are in just accept it. It's better for you to accept the total loss now mentally and prepare like you lost everything than to have to come back and salvage things and look for very important documents and things of that nature. So for example, there's pictures and photo albums that you have in your house that may be, there's Bibles that you have that may be your great grandmother's Bible, things of that nature. Those kind of things, sit down and write a list of them and get them. Now, stuff like furniture, TVs, those things are replaceable. Don't worry about those. But things that matter to you, things that are significant to you, things that when you look back on it 20 years ago, 20 years from now, you want to be able to give your kids, go get those things. Take those things with you. And then post up. I don't know if you're going to be with a family member, if you're going to be a friend, if you're going to be in a hotel, where you're going to be. Post up. In this case, it seems like it's going to be better if you're in some hotel. With family members or friend in a hotel. Or you went and found like a little cabin in the woods that you can rent that's not really expensive, that's way away from the hurricane zone. I would literally leave Florida and head towards, like Mississippi and go in that area. And then prepare yourself mentally for what is coming. And you may say, well, DW, you tripping. No, I'm telling you, if I could rewind time and go back, this is what I would do. And then the only thing I would say at that point in time is once you got away from there, don't even turn it on, because there's nothing you can do to change it. I would spend time in prayer, but I wouldn't even turn it on. There's nothing you can do to change what's about to happen. You could pray and ask the Lord to help you and have mercy on your property and on people, but don't sit there and traumatize yourself. There's going to be enough trauma when you go back. Don't sit there and watch some Netflix or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't traumatize yourself by watching the news, because there's going to be more than enough trauma. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, I'm out of here. I love you, by the way. If nobody told you today that you are loved, know that I love you. And I appreciate you. Peace.